The Bruins take down the Flyers 6-1 in a rout. I'm Evan Marinofski here at TD Garden after the huge win for the Bruins and the huge 2 wins for the Bruins in the series against the Flyers. And I want to focus this video on the 2 biggest surprises the Bruins have had thus far through the start of the season, through the first 5 games. Nick Ritchie and Trent Frederic, 2 people who I did not expect to be doing a surprise video on 5 games into the season, but nevertheless, here we are. Trent Frederic, Nick Ritchie. Now, let's start with Nick Ritchie because he was not as big a factor, or he's been a little bit of a big factor on the point sheet through the first couple games. Nick Ritchie has fit in so well. I mean, when you really look at his job, and I mentioned this in previous videos, Nick Ritchie does his job really well. He doesn't have the biggest job on the team. He's not Bergeron or Marchand by any means. But for the jobs he does have, net front on the power play, creating space for his line mates in Stanika and Krejci, generating chances from behind the net in the offensive zone. He does all these things really, really well, and he's done them well through the start of the season, especially on the power play in creating chances. He did it here tonight once again. That's why Nick Ritchie's been effective. Nick Ritchie is not the guy they're looking for on zone entries. But his passes have been really well. He's been finding his line mates. And again, he's been doing his job well. And I think that is something that is why Nick Ritchie is Nick Ritchie right now. And that's why I don't see Nick Ritchie really falling off, because his job is not big. For what he's doing, this is what you should expect. And that's why I think Nick Ritchie has been one of the big surprises. Another one, and he was the talk of the entire postgame, was Trent Frederic. And Trent Frederic finally getting his first NHL point here on Saturday night. And it's been it's a culmination. This is, it kind of all led up to this. He gets the promotion to the third line next to Charlie Coyle. That's not something we saw coming out of camp. We saw Frederic kind of being a fringe fourth liner, and he's now on the third line. And after tonight's game, I don't see that changing anytime soon. Cassidy said after the game he likes the big presence that Frederic adds to the third line. And another interesting aspect of Frederic's game, aside from the physicality, aside from telling PK Subban to cut it out with the workout videos, he's good offensively. Marchand said this after the game. He just makes the right play all the time. You're not going to see Trent Frederic dangle through, 3 different guys. You're not going to see Frederic, do all these crazy things. He just does what I said about Nick Ritchie. Just does his job. Just finds his line mates. Crashes the net. Cassidy mentioned after the game he likes that Frederic is crashing the net more. Obviously not running into the goalie, but you saw that on Craig Smith's goal. He just goes to the front of the net. He was on his back. The guy almost scored. But so with Trent Frederic, that seems to be the key. It's just making the simple, smart, plays. And he's also with 2 veteran players now, with Charlie Coyle and Craig Smith. Now, does he stay there when Pastrnak comes back? If he keeps playing like this, I don't know how he moves off that line. But Frederic's been a really nice addition to this Bruins team. I'm writing something about Frederic over at CLNSmedia.com, which you can go look for. And for all Bruins content, make sure to subscribe to Bruins Rinkside here on YouTube and follow along all season long for more Bruins coverage.